Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Triglavian ships in regards to the upcoming industrial update and how this is likely to affect them price-wise. So at the moment we've got the Kikimora, which is selling for 50 million ISK, which is around about 10 million up from where it was before the announced changes. The Vedmak's currently selling at 112 in the region of, and again up from around about the 90 million, I think it was. Yeah, 90 million. So again, quite an increase in the Vedmak. The Drakivak's selling just under 170 million ISK, and that is up from 130 million ISK. And lastly, we have the Leshek, which is selling for 600 million ISK, which is up from 450 to 480 million. So a decent increase on all the Triglavian ships there. So the first question is, are these new prices justified, or is it just panic buying at this moment, or people speculating, which is driving the price up considerably? And we can see here on the crystalline isogen, the increase here has been dramatic. We were slowly creeping up anyway, but we've gone from what, 60k per unit to 107 is per unit. So again, a substantial increase in the cost of the crystalline isogen there. And this is important because the vast majority of the Triglavian T1 ships use the Triglavian raw materials other than the Leshek. So obviously an increase in the price of these minerals has a really big direct increase in the cost of the Triglavian ships themselves. Now, oddly enough, the cost of the 0 point condensates hasn't really changed a great deal, which is kind of interesting considering the change on everything else. But either way, that is pretty much where it was before the announcements were announced. So for all those that can't concentrate to the end of the video for me to show you the workings out, the best buy at the moment is the Drakivak in comparison to all the other ships. So this is the most undervalued ship in my opinion at this very moment. And generally I would say the only one at this point in time that you should be building if you are buying the materials at the current market costs. So we've got the spreadsheets here. I will try and keep this short and sweet. We have the current cost of building said Triglavian ship. So we've got the Kiki, Vedmak, Drakivak and the Leshek. We've got the current price of minerals across the top and the total cost in mineral build cost. Now we've also got the Triglavian mineral that are required to build the ships and the total cost that comes to in regards to the Triglavian materials. And over here we have the overall cost at present to build said ships. And down below we have the new input materials. So again, we've got the 4 ships, we've got the necessary ingredients, we've got the Triglavian ingredients, and we also have the new ingredients that will be required to build said ship. Now the thing that is quite interesting here is the change in actual mineral costs, and you can see here the Kiki from the original mineral input to the current or the new input is not a great deal different. The mineral amounts change, but the overall cost at present is roughly the same. Same with the Vedmak. The Vedmak literally changes not at all. The Drakivak, on the other hand, changes substantially. Now, I have checked these just to make sure that it was the actual correct inputs here in regards to the minerals, because obviously it's very odd that that one jumps so much in comparison to all the others, which are pretty much in line. And we can see that again with the Leshek, which is again roughly the same price in mineral cost as it currently is now. Now I've broken it down like this so it's easy to see the mineral input, the new and the Triglavian inputs, and you can see here the Triglavian inputs don't really change. The Kiki, Vedmak, Drakivak are all the same, but the Leshek changes slightly with the crystalline isogen going from 730 to 845. So not a great increase. And again, you can see here the overall price change is 10 million ISK, so not really that big a difference. So the new materials that you're going to need, or the end products, we've got the life support backup system. For the Kiki we need 20, 100 for the Vedmak. For the Drekovac we need 220, and for the Leshek we need 440. The auto integrity preservation seals 40, 200, 440, 880, and the core temperature regulator is only needed for the battleship. And again, you can see the cost of all this combined. So we've got the Leshek here is going to cost, in the extra materials alone, an extra, at the current costs on Tranquility, this is an extra 183 million ISK. The Drekovac's going to cost 72 million ISK for these materials, 32 million for the Vedmak, and 6 million for the Kiki. Now this part is where it starts to get interesting, and I've basically just done the new build cost minus the old build cost, or the current build cost. And you can see here the Leshek is coming out in the new cost, assuming everything stays exactly the same as it is now, will cost 204 million ISK above what it's currently able to be built for. The Drekovac is 186 million above what it can currently be built for. This is excluding BPC price, by the way, so do keep that in mind. The Vedmak is selling for 32 million above what it can currently be built for, and the Kiki will be selling for 7.6 million ISK above what it is currently selling for. So on the surface, it would appear that the best thing to build at the moment would be obviously the Leshek. It's 204 million ISK above, well, above what it's currently selling for, which is more than the other ships. The Kikimora comes out at being the worst, then the Vedmak, and then the Drekovac. Now, there isn't a huge amount of difference between the Leshek and the Drekovac in regards to build costs at the, or after the patch. So now is where we start to do some jiggery poker. So at the current price on Tranquility, we have, well, we have got the mineral costs here. Now, I've predicted, said, stated, whatever, that mineral prices are likely to drop. Now, let's take the worst case scenario, and every material, standard material, drops by half. So, well, we'll do it for the first couple because they have the biggest impact. Not going to bother really for Isogen. In fact, fine, we'll do it for Isogen. Nox, we'll take Nox down by 1,000. We'll take that down by 700, and we'll take that down by 300. So straight off the ball, or bat there, we can see that the Leshek is currently losing ISK. Now, obviously, that's quite dramatic to say that they're all going to half, but bear with me. So all minerals half in price from where they currently are, and that would make the Leshek in the new build era minus 47 million ISK from what you can currently build it for. So not great. The Drekovac turns out at 112 million ISK, so that's pretty decent. The Vedmak 20 million ISK, and obviously the Kiki at 6. Now, a lot of people don't agree with me that prices are going to half there, so we will put them back to where they were, or where they currently are at the moment. And we will play around with the Isogen, because as I said, the crystalline Isogen 10 is almost double what it was selling for before the increase. And again, this is not going to be sustained. So even if mineral prices do stay exactly where they are, which I very much doubt, but the Isogen change, again, has quite a dramatic effect. And we can see here, now we've got the Kiki, which is unprofitable to build with the new components. We've got the Vedmak, which is selling for 10 million above. We've got the Drekovac selling for 153 million, and we've got the Leshek selling for 162 million. So let's have a look, see what happens if the Isogen, the crystalline Isogen returns to its current price and mineral prices half. We'll leave that where it is because, again, it doesn't make much difference. But again, if it halves, so basically the crystalline Isogen goes back down to where it has been historically and prices in minerals drop, then the Drekovac comes out massively on top at 102 million ISK after, or basically the general sell price of 238 million ISK. So generally I'm sticking with the fact that I still believe that Drakivac has the best amount of returns that you're going to make, on the fact that obviously we don't know 100% what's going to happen with minerals. So if they stay where they are and Isogen drops, the Drakivac is only just under where the Leshek is. If everything across the board drops, the Drakivac comes out on top substantially, and if only the Isogen changes, then again there isn't a big difference between the Leshek and the Drakivac. So I am putting my eggs in the basket of the Drakivac due to the fact that despite whatever outcome is or does happen, then there is a very nice return to be made on the Drakivac, whereas the Leshek is more of a risk. So I am tempted just to buy out the market here and be done with it, but the fact that you can currently build the Drakivac for 135 million ISK plus the BPC, so you can build it under by about 6 million ISK from where it currently is. So at the moment I'm going to hold off on buying out anything where it currently is, because again I can buy it cheap. I can actually produce it cheaper, assuming I can get all the stuff. We can see here I'm buying the stuff ready to get some built from some buy orders, because again I know this is going to be something I will be doing. So I hope that was interesting. I hope I didn't bore you too much with spreadsheets. I know some of you hate the spreadsheets, others appreciate it, but again sometimes it's the best way of getting the point across. So with that, thanks for your time, talk to you later.